across
Got it.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I love you said that. Like accountability. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. You got to have high accountability.
Absolutely.
Because you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to that bank account.
Right. Literally. Literally. Right.
um, so great. So you're doing the trading, and tell me about your um into launching Scale House, and your um into launching Scale House, and what Scale House is.
Yeah. So Scale House is a members only organization where we focus on creating spaces for us, right? The diaspora. And we're creating spaces for creatives, entrepreneurs, founders, people that are in VC, tech, high level executives, right? Um, and we have three things in mind when we create these spaces, right? The first thing is, are you being influenced about influenced about the people that are around you to want to scale yourself? And then if you have a business, right, or you're looking to start a business or even looking to scale a business, how can you do that, right? How can
Right.
you scale the business? Is there someone in this space that can help you get to that next level, right? Or even get started? And then the last thing is helping the people around you, right? So I realized that traditional networking is dead, right? It's not authentic. People go into the space with expectations of, what can I receive, right? But I wanted to create a space where there was no expectations. People are that I'm inviting, right? Because it's RSVP only at this moment. I wanted to make sure that they can mutually benefit not every single person, but people in that space, right? So I wanted to just, bring people together to figure out we can do those three things, creating an ecosystem for Scalehouse, but then also you also are creating an ecosystem for yourself, right?
Right.
Starting locally and then eventually globally.
Right. Right. Um, yeah, because I've been to a couple of your events, and one of the things I like, and I tell people is that like professional networking is cool.
Mm,
But I feel like oftentimes people lead with their titles.
mm,
And the one thing I notice about your events is that it's funny because I invite certain people from there, and they'll be like, "Hold on, this is club hours." I'm like, "Bro, but this is like legit."
yeah.
And then one of my friends came, and he was just like, "Man, I had one of the best times ever." I'm like, "Yo, you get some very high quality people in there." I met a NASA scientist.
Mm,
Can't think of her name. Um, didn't expect to meet a NASA scientist at your event. That was
mm,
cool.
mm,
Um, and I just like how your type of events are very like easily disarming. And
mm,
that's why when I look at events, how the decor
mm,
is important, the place where you have it, because that actually dictate, the type of conversations, right? Like the Ion is great, but I think the Ion, from my viewpoint, is limiting because it doesn't have a lot of art there.
mm,
If it had more artwork in there, I feel like it would be more inclusive of
mm,
people who don't want to do quote unquote professional,
right.
networking. So like how does someone how did you like how does someone who wants to plan events,
Mm,
it's actually how do you make an event successful? Because that's hard. You got to worry about getting people in the door, but like
mm,
how are you able to consistently use JT and the other co-founder, forgot her name?
Alexis.
Alexis,
Yeah.
yeah. So how are y'all able to like really keep it successful?
Yeah. I think it starts with the leadership and then the team and our visions aligning, right? We know that we want a certain standard for the starting at the spaces that we have our attendees come to.
Yeah,
That creates the environment where you're able to, let your air down a little bit, uh, have different conversations outside of what do you do. Um, and I think that was very important to us. How can we create elevated spaces, or not even create elevated spaces, but provide elevated spaces
right,
for elevated people, right?
right,
So that's really the goal with, every space that we choose, right? Does this align with Scalehouse goal, Scalehouse vision? Um, and does this align with the type of people that we're bringing in, right? Because again, the spaces dictate the conversations, right? So
right,
if the music is loud, you're not going to really have that much to talk about because you're going to probably get tired of the other, right? But if you have a creative space where the music is at a mellow space, we have some quality music playing where it's not, it doesn't necessarily always have to be rap, right? But,
Right.
something that kind of like levels out the mood of the entire space,
Yeah.
gets people's creative juices flowing. Like
Right.
certain music
Right.
subconsciously gets
Push you
the
in a
way your
different way.
conversation, can dictate your conversation.
Right. Like I think of like drill music, right? Like the war beat. I don't know if that's good for like casual
Right.
networking.
Because you're going to be like this. And then, it's more so
Yeah.
the conversations that we want is just more so just be
That's music when you ride to, you complete a job
to a
on.
turn up.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for Scale House? What's next?
Yeah. So we have one of our first events outside of the mixers that we do post every Friday at Reset Rooftop, October 31st. We have about 340 people attending. First event, sponsors, amazing people, high-level executives, people that are in cybersecurity, tech, all over the state, right? Coming together and just doing it at a bigger scale, right? Hence the name Scale House. We keep scaling. We started with 7 people. Our last event has 7, right? Our next event next week is going to have 350 plus.
That's lovely, man. It's lovely.
It's in the name. And I think for Scale House, though, that isn't always the goal, right? We care more about quality than quantity.
Right.
But I think more so bring a recognition of what we can provide, what we can offer, the spaces that we're providing. Right now, essentially draw people in.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I want people to come into the spaces and feel as though, okay, I got motivated from being in a space. Let me figure out how can I continue to elevate? How can I scale my life, right? How can I scale my business? That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
So we're just going to constantly do, curated events around that, elevated spaces, dinners, more intimate gatherings, where people can actually have those conversations and not just have those conversations within those 4 walls. Let's foster that relationship outside of here. That's essentially how we met.
Right.
At one of the events, and we continue to foster that relationship outside of that, and now you have me on your podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's essentially an example of, the goal of Scale House, right? How can we build each other's ecosystem?
Yeah.
So please support, please come out, 5 to 9, Reset Rooftop, October 31st. Gonna have a great time.
Yeah. Cool. I know we tight on time. Anything else you wanna talk about?
I mean, I just appreciate the opportunity, man. Yeah. Thank you for having me on your platform.
Yeah, man. It's been real, man.
Yeah,
It's been real, man. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Again, my name is Corey. Stay trapping with Trap Talks, where we discuss the intersection of culture and tech. I got my guy Anderson Douglas here. Bayesian, Jersey native, now lives in Houston. Co-founder, founder of Scale House. And again, I'm gonna have that link in the bio section or the comments or whatever platform I post this to. And come back to the trap again. Peace.